Hey, what's up? Welcome to my new career as a professional gamer. I'm just gonna keep it simple here. I'll just use aspect as Zagreus. I'm gonna use the Plum Blossom, which I will gloss over because it's sort of a late game progress thing. So for our mirror, Fiery Presence is bad in the best of circumstances. It's very bad with a high attack rate weapon like sword. Chthonic Vitality is my preference. I know some people do prefer Dark Regeneration, but since I tend to take keys over Darkness, since I want the extra stacks of Faded Persuasion, I'm going to stick with Chthonic Vitality. Stubborn Defiance is pretty niche. I'm going to stick to Death Defiance most of the time. Ruthless Reflex I'll use in Gilgamesh because you get bonus dashes for free, and I'll use in Excalibur because you often just want one dash because you're doing a lot of weaving in attacks and dashes in your combo, but most of the time I'm going to stick with Greater Reflex. Boiling Blood and Abyssal Blood, I switch between pretty interchangeably. They're both nice. Abyssal Blood is usually more likely to be reliably good, although damage is obviously nice. In this case, I might go with Boiling Blood, just arbitrarily. I don't like Stygian so much. I much prefer to be able to throw out all my casts at once and then forget about it, rather than having to remember to weave them in, so I will stick to Infernal Soul. Golden Touch just tends to give you more money at the end of the day than Deep Pockets, especially if you try and play around it just a little bit. So I'm going to use Golden Touch. High Confidence is kind of a joke. It's funny, but I will stick with Thick Skin. Privileged Status it's just better than Family Favorite. You can land Privileged Status without too much trouble at all. You want status effects anyway, so you want to be encouraged to take Privileged Status. Family Favorite, on the other hand, you don't necessarily want to have a wide variety of gods. You just want the gods that you want. So Privileged Status is more damage. We're going to take Privileged Status. It's kind of an interesting choice between the rarity ones. I tend to go with Dark Foresight and God's Pride. I won't get into it too much, but basically if you're getting offered a lot of boons and you're having a decent chance of getting epic ones, you can kind of wait on offerings that you're not super excited about to try and get a better one later. Faded Persuasion, it's just better than Faded Authority. Faded Authority is nice, but especially since we're getting a lot of boons with Dark Foresight and you can force specific gods with keepsakes, we prefer Faded Persuasion to be able to get a little bit more fine control when you actually pick up those, when you actually choose those boons.
Just need to keep at it.
Right, our sword level's pretty low, heat level that is, for me. My other one's a bit higher. I've neglected sword for a little bit. I do like sword very much though. So our heat choices here are informed primarily by stuff that won't make the Hades fight harder. I like Extreme Measures 3 because I find the extreme version of Theseus and Asterius easier than the non-extreme version, which I'll explain when I get there. Benefits package is just fun, adding perks to armored foes. It's like those perks in Diablo where all the guys just get, random shit that you have to deal with. It's just fun. I like dealing with it, so benefits package is an easy pick for me. Tight Deadline, I play fast anyway, so Tight Deadline's pretty much an auto-include for me. It's free heat. And we'll go for it.
Do your worst, Father.
How many times must I explain this, boy? Each pact of punishment needs to be properly signed and sealed and filed,
Sure, dude.
rather than pile up.
Not even the pact of punishment can stop me.
Alright, so we are starting off with Ares. What has he got for us? Nothing exciting. Doom on special is certainly nice enough. You're just kind of doing specials every once in a while, and getting Doom on everything is kind of nice for crowd control. Doom on attack is really nice if you're going for the Athena duo build, but for that I'd really want a better rarity than just common. Blade Dash, there's just so many better dashes you can get than Blade Dash. It's cool, but it's not what I'm looking for right now, so I'm just going to take Curse of Pain and feel mediocre about it.
How'd that happen?
Interesting thing about Ares is at common rarity, you do more damage with the special Ares boons than the attack ones, though as the rarity increases, I believe it evens out and they end up doing the same at epic. A lot of armor on these guys, which make them take a while, but that's alright. No signs of any more boons yet, so I really don't have any idea what kind of build we're going to end up in here, because whatever we're going to end up in, it's probably not going to be based around a Curse of Pain. We've got Artemis coming up. I didn't check the Erebus Gate. Dionysus probably will be pretty decent, but we'll see what Artemis offers us. We've also got a Chaos Gate there, which we'll remember to look into. That could be interesting. Okay, so Artemis has for us... Okay, Crit Strike is nice enough. Hunter Dash is nice enough. True Shot's pretty good as well. Okay, so we've got Chaos coming up, which is often going to have good good cast boons. Otherwise, if we take Crit Strike and then get more crit damage from Chaos, that would be pretty nice too. The Ares and Artemis duo is what again? I can't remember. Oh, it's Homing Blade Rift. So we're not excited about the Ares and Artemis duo. I think we're going to stay open. We're going to take True Shot and see what else the game brings us. I'm not quite prepared to commit to Artemis attack build yet. Not for sword. Okay, well we got punished because they're offering me no cast boons and bonus damage on attack. Otherwise we've got bonus gold or bonus rarity, or we could re-roll. I think we're just going to take the attack damage, take our beats. Wish we'd taken the critical strike now, but what can you do? We'll see what else comes.
You must have seen everything there is to see. Oh, well.
I'll try and not talk to these guys since I'm kind of at a late game status. Okay, we're getting an elite Artemis room now, so maybe we will we'll have another shot at getting that that attack boon that we passed up last time that we would like to actually get back now. One thing that would be very nice is if we get Artemis attack and the World Splitter hammer that increases the sword's damage to like 90 and stops it from comboing. That will lead to some very juicy crits. Okay, we're getting Deadly Strike again, which is pretty nice. Exit wounds I am always very happy to see, especially since it leads to the legendary Artemis boon, which gives you more bloodstones, but I think since we were kicking ourselves for not taking it before, we will try and make just hit guy with sword to make die as the plan. So synergies here are Dionysus will increase crit chance with his duo. Athena will increase crit damage with her duo. So either one of those would be nice. Dionysus is based on number of stacks, and Athena is based around deflecting. Ideally, we'd end up with Athena special instead of this Ares special, and then Dionysus dash. You can get more damage on strike or on cast. The first couple of poms make cast scale really nice, and we've already got a decent percentage increase on attack from our Chaos Boon, or at least we will soon. So we're going to take the first cast bomb and turn that into a decent effect. Haven't got enough gold to buy at the shop yet, so we will happily take the heart. Fountain Room is nice enough. Saves time. Take the key for extra stacks of persuasion, which is our rerolls. Still not quite sure where we're going with this. We're doing decent DPS now, of course, but I definitely feel like we'll need a little bit something more to really make this build into something that I'm excited about. Getting one of those interesting hammers would really bring things home, change our sword's move set, especially if you can increase the base damage. That is so nice. All right, we will not say no to a double boon. I would probably rather fight Ares than Artemis. Yeah, sure. Hunter's Mark is absolutely delightful. Clean Kill is certainly a reasonable choice here, but Hunter's Mark is just fun, so I'm going to take Hunter's Mark. Yeah, you're pissed off, you're hot. You'll forgive me after I kill you guys. The double boon rooms used to be a more interesting choice because the second boon, I believe, would only ever give you common rarity, whereas now you just get a normal rarity boon. That's it. These are all common rarity anyway. Okay, we can get bonus damage on our Doom. We can get Battle Rage, Blade Dash. None of these are exciting. At this point, we've got actually a number of POMs on our Doom, so we may as well lean into it, because our Doom is actually doing decent damage at this point. Here's that hammer we were looking for. Fingers crossed for something nice. I should probably remember to be doing our specials a bit more often, since we do have decent damage on the Doom now. And just playing Doom to a bunch of guys around you it's not something to sniff at. It's pretty alright. We're happy to have our casts, so we can deal with that guy. Alright, big specials, healing, slashes, or backstabs. We're not excited about our specials. We're doing a lot of attacks. We'll take Cursed Slash. We'll just have to make sure we're getting ourselves a little bit more max HP, because a little bit dicey right now. There's a Centaur Heart, which we're very happy to see, and we'll grab another Athena boon. Exit wounds and pressure points, both at epic. Those are both pretty nice. Given that we're in crit already, an extra 4% crit, we are not unhappy about at all. Exit wounds we'd be perfectly happy with too, but let's not overthink it. Let's not worry about our cast too much, and if it comes to us, it comes to us. Electo's probably the most threatening. Probably the most threatening of the Furies. Tisiphone can be nasty if you don't have any way to deal with projectiles, but given that a sword special can pop them very easily, I'm not fussed with Tisiphone. Whereas Electo, she throws out her blade drifts all over the place, so she can get a little bit dicey. Taking a bit of unnecessary damage here, but oh, I forgot we've got healing slashes, so damage doesn't really matter. It's all just about the making sure that we can out heal it. So yeah, in light of that, actually, we'd love to see a high rarity Hermes attack increase our attacks per second, will increase our healing rate. That would be very nice. Okay, so is there anything that we want to worry about duo-wise? Okay, so we want a... probably not much chance of us ending up with good results on the Athena duo at this point, because you need to be deflecting frequently to get the effects. Dionysus, on the other hand, we could very easily get a Dionysus dash and start getting bonus crit chance off of that. So I think we'll take the Overflowing Cup, try and land a Dionysus dash, and start working towards his duo. Nothing we need to sell, nothing we need to buy.
Nowhere to go but up. Courtesy of the pact.
If I knew I was going to end up in this build, then I would have picked Nemesis aspect rather than Zagreus aspect for the extra crit chance, but, you know, nothing wrong with a bit of Zagreus aspect regardless. And the bonus attack speed is very nice for our Cursed Slash. Oh, jeez, didn't need that damage. Yeah, Doom's out on these guys just to keep it ticking.
Time to go then.
Not super excited about these Poms. We'll just take 1% crit chance. I don't want to think too much about my Doom. We've got Eurydice coming up, which is an interesting choice. We would be reasonably happy to increase the rarity of most of these, so... Let's not worry too much. Oh, whoops, I skipped over it. Okay, well, I guess I chose Ambrosia Delight. We got extra rarity on our cast, which is a bit disappointing because we kept passing up stuff that worried about our cast. But that's okay. We can... it's certainly not too late to pivot into that.
Off we go.
But it's probably too late to get the Athena, the Artemis duo, unless we're lucky, but... we'll see if we can manage it. But yeah, at this point, some extra couple of Poms on our cast would be quite nice. And if we can get extra Bloodstones, that would be delightful. I'm going to lay out these Dooms. This fight is often quite funny to me because you can put damage over time or Doom effects on the Cyclops head while it flies up in the air. So if you apply a Doom when it's on low health, it'll die while it's in the air. Okay, so we're looking for Diode Dash here, and there it is. Premium Vintage is also quite tempting though, since we're on Cursed Slash and we're a little bit light on the maximum hit points, but we're going to stick to the plan. We want extra crit chance, so we'll take Drunken Dash and hopefully get that Dionysus duo before too long. Nothing much going on here, Witches and Bloodlust. I don't like Asphodel much because the fights always take forever and they're usually pretty boring because the rooms are so big and the enemies don't do much. Much prefer Elysium and Styx where the fights are a bit kind of more fast and brutal.
Full set.
Okay, we got Heart, we got Aphrodite. Yeah, I think our health is okay, so we'll see what Aphrodite has to offer us. An Aphrodite call would be pretty nice. An Aphrodite... Do we want any duos? What's the Aphrodite Artemis duo? Can't remember. I think it's something good. Maybe more crit damage on weak targets? Yeah, I think that's it. So that'd be pretty nice. We just need ways to actually apply weak. So we'll have to see what we get for that. It's probably not likely that we end up with it, but definitely possible because we'll need Aphrodite Call and then we'll also need a way to get weak. Probably like a Revenge Boon or something. Thanatos, not much of a problem when you're running sword. I really only struggle with Thanatos if I'm running a especially dirtly shield build. Okay, so we've got weak application here. Otherwise, we've got bonus life gain, which is pretty nice to see in Elysium, especially since Thanatos is about to give us a Centaur heart. So yeah, let's not overthink it. Let's not worry too much about getting the Aphrodite duo and just take the extra health. It'll be nice for our Cursed Slash. Anything nice in the shop? Knight Spindle's basically free if you're running Boldy Companion, so we'll take that. And yeah, Centaur Hearts, we've got the Aphrodite duo. That's what we like to see. No need to worry too much about the shop at this stage of the game. We're running our gold's getting multiplied between stages, so we're pretty happy to hold on to it. Is it gold or Obal's gold? I usually think of Greek currency as silver, though I think that's drachmi. They're usually silver. I don't know if Obal's like a bronze or copper coin or what. They don't look like they're gold. The extreme measures version of Hydra can be pretty annoying, especially if you don't like standing in magma, but I usually don't worry too much about Hydra at this stage of the game unless my build is particularly uninspiring. We're in a perfectly functional one here. Oh, I forgot that we're actually supposed to be killing it here. Okay. In this version of the fight, the heads are closer together, which makes the fight more dangerous, but I tend to prefer it because it also means you can usually end it faster. They kind of stick together, so you can just sort of spam a bunch of attacks around them and do a bunch of damage to everything at the same time. Especially if you're running something like Trippy's Shot, where you can just put out huge damage in a large area. Or not, of course, but everything still runs perfectly fine regardless. This guy isn't doing nearly enough damage to out-heal our Cursed Slash. If we can land a Hermes attack bring, we will just be absolutely laughing. Attack speed will just mean that we're out-healing basically anything with the Zagreus aspect. Okay, so we've got our Diode Dash, so we're not getting much else from Overflowing Cup. Is there anything that we want in our call particularly? What are the Dio duos available? I think there's a couple nice ones there. Let's get our codex open. Okay, none of those. That's the one we want. Curse of Nausea. Oh. We're eligible for that, and that's actually kind of nice. Drunken Dash doesn't do too much damage, but that's still kind of nice. Ooh, okay, Calculated Risk. That's the one that we want. So, Athena would be really nice on our call, especially since this doesn't rely on being able to deflect stuff for an Athena duo, so it's a pretty nice one to trigger off the call. We'll take the Owl and see if we can land the projectile speed. Having slow projectiles is super nice, especially in the Hades fight where he's launching those skulls at you with boiling blood on them. You can avoid them pretty easy when they're slower. Alright, here in Elysium we'll get the hammer. Any luck they'll offer us World Splitter and we will have a fun old time. Well, actually we don't want World Splitter anymore since we got our Cursed Slash. Never mind. I don't know what we're looking for from this hammer. I guess we'll find out. Maybe just something on a special, who knows. A good thing to be aware of for Cursed Slash is that I thought for a long time that it was 2 hit points per sword hit, but it's actually 2 hit points per sword hit per target. So if you're hitting 2 guys, you're doing more damage. You're getting more procs of that rather. Okay, Flurry Slash. That is very nice with Cursed Slash. Not ideal since we're looking for big crits, but even so, since we've got Cursed Slash, it's just too good to turn down. Okay, and if we can get a Hermes attack on top of that, we will be riding the absolute gravy train here. And now we protected from carpal tunnel, since I don't need to bloody spam the attack button anymore. A lot of people I know play Hades with mouse and keyboard, which, I mean, it's fine, I'm sure that it works for them, but I certainly can't imagine doing it myself. Analog control is such kind of a core part of the game feel for me, so I wouldn't really ever want to use a keyboard. Okay, quick reload is pretty nice with our heroic level cast. None of these excite us at this stage of the game, so yeah, we'll be taking quick reload here and not feeling bad about it at all. Shop. Yeah, I'd like to see what's in the shop. Okay, Aphrodite. So we've got weak application here, which is pretty nice. Are we going to be better off versus Hades with that, or with Wave of Despair? I think probably with Dying Lament. Hopefully we'll be dodging most of his attacks.
The power of the gods.
Drunken Dash, Pressure Points, Hunter's Mark. We're going to be trying to keep Drunken Dash stacks. Like, I'm sure I could do some math and figure out what the best one is here, but ultimately these are all nice. We'll take Drunken Dash. Oh, that was kind of pointless. Alright, now this is interesting. Athena is what we want, but I am often of the philosophy that more boons are better than less boons. If we don't take Athena, the owl will still be active, so I think our next boon should still force Athena. So we're going to take the double and hopefully land the Athena call afterwards. Okay, don't like fighting Artemis, we like fighting Ares. Okay, and yeah, we're very happy with clean kill here. We're doing lots of crits, so absolutely no objections to more damage on our crits. Because of the way that crit scaling works, getting extra crit damage is really nice because it means that you're getting, again, a multiplier on all of your damage rather than just your base damage. So, crits, they're good, basically. And yeah, we can pretty much out-heal anything that they can throw at us. Nothing they're doing here is especially damaging. Great shields are a bit of a hassle, but we do have the Artemis cast, which I think are the Artemis? Yes, the Artemis cast, which I think pierces through their shields. Not that I got the chance to test it there. Okay, none of this is really what we're looking for, but bonus damage on our stuff is nice, especially since we're doing crits. Now another interesting choice. We would really like the bonus attack speed, and to be honest, I think we'd probably like it more than we would like a chance at making some progress towards the Athena Dio duo, so we're going to take Hermes. And fingers crossed, get a decent rarity on Swift Strike. Hunter's Mark is a lot more exciting on slower attack speed weapons with higher damage, but it's just fun to kind of run around and chase the marks anyway, to get those extra crit pops.
In the name of Hades.
Okay, so we got a 10% Swift Strike. 10% isn't really enough to excite me, whereas +1 dash is still huge, so we're going to take the dash and hope for a better Swift Strike later on. No need for Patroclus, we don't need our Death Defiances back, so we're going to take the Athena finally, that we've been putting off. I forgot that we had our Ares special, but we're pretty nice to see it now that Doom finishes off the Flame Wheel, so we don't need to take damage from them. big chariot here, which we'll polish off. Ultimately, the way to win at Hades is just dash a lot. That's the secret. That's the secret tech. You just dash. It's fine.
Your labels make you stronger.
Okay, Athena's aid is what we were hunting for, and purple we are not at all upset to see. Poms... nah, we'll just take more maximum health. Still hoping to end up with a couple of those Dio duos. Maybe putting ourselves in Athena was actually a mistake, because we really like the Dio and Artemis duo, but ultimately our build's perfectly functional here. I don't think we need to panic about getting that duo. It's not going to be... Our build still functions without it. It's not like the make or break factor. It will just add a little bit more crit chance. And honestly, there's every chance that the Athena duo with Dio will be even more useful than the Artemis duo, so no objections. I've got no problem with just continuing to take those hearts. You could certainly argue that it's optimal to keep taking the cash, because it'll buy you more hearts later, but at this point we're only going to see so many more shops, and a lot of the time there's only so much that you want in Charon's shop. When you get to Styx, that is. Yeah, the fact that Artemis... Too many gods that start with A. The fact that Artemis cast pierces through Great Shields is just so nice. Great Shields can be a hassle, and it just takes all the problem out of him. With the way that I've got my healing here now, I can pretty much just play on autopilot. I'm holding down the attack key and dodging whenever it seems prudent, and the game's pretty much playing itself. Which is the magic of a nice build. Okay, another shot at those Dio duos is a lovely thing. Especially since we don't need the shop to heal up. Alright, peer pressure. Okay, Strong Drink is now doing nothing for us, Premium Vintage is doing nothing for us, so peer pressure is the obvious pick. Interesting thing about peer pressure is the hangar damage is doing more, quite a lot more than our dash hangover procs, so I don't know if if a peer pressure proc will overwrite a dash proc. I don't know how it works. Either way, I'm sure it'll give us some more procs, it'll keep hangover up more, so it'll enable privilege status. Everyone's happy, well except these guys, they're never happy. Played a little bit fast and loose with our hit points here, so playing very fast and loose with the hit points here. Let's call a Boldy just in case. Yeah, with this with Cursed Slash, your health is low enough that you can't really fuck around. Now, I'm being a bit cheeky here and laying a bit too much damage out on Theseus because they're standing next to each other. I really want to avoid Theseus getting to his phase 2 until I'm done with Asterius, because the fight will be so much easier if I'm a bit restrained. What is he actually... Is he like pinned between my boulder drops? I've never seen this before. I think he might be. So, you know, I'm actually going to pick these up so you can explain the fight properly. So, the reason I like... yeah, so he was pinned between them. The reason I like this fight on extreme mode rather than on default mode is that on extreme mode, he just kind of cruises around on his chariot and doesn't do that much. He dives through the middle every once in a while with his machine gun, but he just kind of spends a lot of time running around the ring. I need to be careful with my hit points here. Spend a lot of time running around the ring, so you just sort of have a lot of time to kill Asterius with with nothing getting in your way. Okay, so we've got a fully charged Athena Call, so we should just be able to wrap this guy up before that runs out. Could have been keeping my hangover charges up on him, but oh well.
Enjoy the rest of your existence, Shades.
Alright, so keepsakes for sticks. Lucky Tooth is always good. In this particular case, since we're in crit, I would be very happy to get some Cyclops jerky that I can carry through to Hades. So we're going to take Bone Hourglass and hopefully land ourselves an attack boost from a well in sticks. Nothing we need to sell. I'm not that accustomed to using Cursed Slash, the regen attack, so I do need to be a little bit careful. But ultimately, this build is feeling perfectly fine. I'm not too concerned about finishing this run. We've got a Hermes boon there, which will be very nice if we can land that attack speed. So that's going to be our first purchase. We're going to open up with the non-elite rooms because Ben Frosh gave me this idea actually. If you the most common room to get the Satyr Sack in is the third room, it certainly seems like. So if you take an elite room as the third room and you get the Satyr Sack, it's basically like getting an elite chamber for free. Because obviously you don't have to do the fight at the end if there's the Satyr Sack, so. These intermediate sticks chambers are they're nice for getting a bunch of money with the Hermes money boon side hustle, because each one of them counts as a chamber, so you'll get like a couple hundred obols very easily going through sticks with side hustle. They're pretty boring otherwise. Not too much going on in them. They're usually very easy. Okay, we've got enough money for that Hermes boon now, so we've also got 3 stacks of Fated Persuasion, so we could theoretically try and force the attack boon that way. It's also worth considering though that we do want our Fated Persuasion for that Dionysus Artemis duo, so we'll play it by ear, we'll see what comes. But I think we will go and immediately grab that Hermes boon and see how much Fated Persuasion we need to use on it. Okay, Diamond's Fortune does nothing for us. Battle Rage does very little for us, so Curse of Vengeance is going to be the play here. I used to underrate the Vengeance boons, but I've pretty much come around to them, especially since, you know, when you're taking damage, doing a bunch of damage to everything around you that's doing that damage is great. Okay, hang on. All right, look, I'm not gonna not take Greater Recall. Greater Recall is just a huge amount of fun, especially since we're staring down the barrel of a heroic cast boon. With any luck, we'll actually be able to get ourselves a Prometheus stone from a well in one of these passages. I haven't seen any wells yet. We'd obviously very much like one since we took that hourglass for better well items. People have called me stupid or crazy or very weird for taking Bone Hourglass, and I mean, they're not strictly wrong, but it is genuinely really good in sticks. You know, if you grab a Hydrolite, it basically guarantees that you're oh, and here's that Prometheus stone we were talking about. I'm actually going to use a Fated Persuasion here to see if we can land a Cyclops Jerky, because that will be just a big boon. Okay, no Cyclops Jerky, but there is another Prometheus stone. So 5 Bloodstones with Greater Recall. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. We've still got a couple of Theta Persuasions saved up to try and land that duo. We've got a Athena room coming up. But again, we've got an Artemis room coming up, these bloody A-gods. Oh Jesus, I'm taking a lot of damage here. Let's focus up a little bit for a moment. These blades, I honestly quite struggle with them if I don't have any kind of deflection, so let's get a Sisyphus out so we don't pointlessly use one of our Death Defiances here. Sisyphus is just so far and away my favourite summon. I don't really care for the damage, especially because of the way that the boss shielding works. Big chunks of damage is just so unreliable, because often they'll just shield most of it, whereas just getting a decent chunk of damage, plus a health refill and a little bit of money, you just can't go wrong with that. It's not a huge amount of health, but if it's enough health to save you a Death Defiance, then that's huge. I've actually got so many stacks of this thing, I should be using more of them. Let's try and grind out a couple more in the next corridor to get some more money. Alright, so we're going to go for Artemis here. We're obviously not going to disrespect ourselves by using it in this room. Snake Stone, fucking sure. Whoops. And again, you know, if we don't end up with the Dionysus duo, we're not going to be kicking ourselves or anything. It's not going to be core. It will just be nice. And look, there's heaps of hits for Artemis here. We'll just have to see what she offers us. Okay, crit damage to armor. We would probably be pretty excited about that if we were on elite or extreme Hades, but we don't care too much about his summons when he's not extreme. Support fire is pretty nice, but we're going to hit the reroll and see if we can land the duo.
What else we got?
No such luck, but we have now got exit wounds and support fire. Do I have quick reload? I don't have quick reload, so my bloodstones are still getting stuck in for 10 seconds. Oh no, I do have quick reload. Okay, exit wounds is fucking fantastic here. We're throwing out 5 casts at Hades. Each one's doing 170 damage with a chance of crit, plus 120 damage from exit wounds. They're coming back to us instantly, so yeah, very happy with where we're at. I don't think health is really what we want here, since we're based primarily around recovery. We have enough health, so we're going to see if we can get something nice from the POM. I think we'll take the hangover damage here. Doom doesn't excite us. How am I triggering privilege status actually? Do I have... Oh, I should be... No, I actually need to be applying Doom to keep our privilege status up, so... let us actually do that. In light of that, I probably should have taken the Doom POM, but that's alright.
Nice night, no?
It's not like we're going to lose. We've got to absolutely kill a build here.
Your back was Stygian.
Alright. Get privilege status on first. Hang on. Okay. Privilege status, lay out our casts. Well, honestly, not too much damage. I think we whiffed on crits there, which is a bit of a shame, but that's okay. Oh, Jesus, okay. Cursed Slash. Okay, I need to be not fucking around here. Yeah, ultimately, since we're in Cursed Slash, I can't really fool around with the cast build like I was hoping to be, since I need to be keeping the sword hits coming out to keep our hit points high, which is a bit unfortunate, but you know, my build's fine. We're going to come through this just fine. and you know, the cast is still pretty good.
Your mother already begins to copy you.
I do wish I'd thought a little bit more about privilege status though. It didn't occur to me that we would need to be keeping Doom uptime for it. Let's keep our hit points up. Man, 2 hit points per hit. It sounds like a lot, but it's actually not. Huh? Yeah, Cursed Slash is not really, I'm sure it's good, it just doesn't really feel like my thing. I don't like kind of being obligated to do any one attack to keep myself functional. Like I'm at the point where I would love to be just throwing these casts out all the time. Keep an eye on that skull behind us. But yeah, because we've got Cursed Slash, we need to be constantly worrying about our hit point total. Okay, is this just the triple? Okay, we can just stand behind him and wail. If I'd known that Cursed Slash would be so uninspiring here, I probably would have taken the Tooth instead of the Hourglass, but we're fine, we're still going to win. We've got Athena calls, we've got... Oh, okay. Just keep our Athena up and should be able to DPS this guy down pretty easy. Let's not throw our life away though. Okay, and finish it off. Alright, so a little bit of a shaky final fight. I think I overvalue Cursed Slash. Sustain, especially at this heat level, is never that much of a problem for me. I should be more invested in making sure I'm good for Hades, and Cursed Slash is not super great for that. So if I were to do it again, I'd probably skip over the Cursed Slash and just take something more straightforward. But in any case, we got through just fine. You know, you start paying more attention when you start losing some of those Death Defiances, so I don't necessarily feel like that was close, even though I ran out of Death Defiances. Anyway, thanks for that. I hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something.